And good morning. It's 7:03 on this Friday, August 9th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome you on a Friday morning. It looks pretty nice out there today. A little bit smoky for this early in the morning. We are on the air for Wilson Bank and Trust, and today Lynn Daugherty joins us to talk about the Watertown branch of Wilson Bank and Trust. Lynn is vice president and office manager, and she's brought some of her help with her, who we'll introduce in a moment. But Lynn, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
Nice to see you again.
You too, sir.
You have been at the Watertown office for a long time, haven't you?
Almost 15 years.
15, almost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was about 9 months at the main branch, so over 15 years total with Wilson Bank.
So pretty much your banking career has been in Watertown then?
Well, no, I've got about 32 years.
So
you don't want to hear every...
That was before Wilson
Yes,
Bank.
sir.
Okay,
yes,
probably
sir.
before they even started or whatever. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, you must like the banking business.
Yes, sir, I do.
Yeah. And you've got the nice, quaint little town of Watertown to do business in, and it is still growing. Maybe not as fast as some other places, but
It's getting there.
yeah.
Watch out.
Okay, you have your you have your assistant office manager here, so introduce her if you
Yes,
will.
this is Christy Patterson. She's from Watertown, and I'd like to introduce her to and let her talk just a little bit about School Bank today.
All right, Christy, good morning. Welcome to our program.
Good morning.
And this is a first for you, I believe.
I think it's my second time to be here.
All right. Well, who's counting? I hope you are. If I am, I must be counting wrong. But it's good to see you this morning, and
Thank
hopefully
you.
you enjoy what you're doing, too.
Oh, I love working for Wilson Bank and Trust. I've been there 12 years now, and I head up the school bank program in our area for our branch.
Uh-huh.
But we are at Watertown Elementary. Our first school bank this year is August the 13th, and then we'll be at the Little Lights program on August the 15th, and then the middle school will be up there on August the 22nd for the first time this year. And we'll be there at 7:15 to get ready for the morning for the middle school and the elementary school, and then the Little Lights program will get there at 8 o'clock when they start.
Yeah. Well, do they call you Miss Christie or Miss Patterson?
Miss Christie, usually.
I bet you've made a lot of friends doing this.
We do. It's a great relationship building program with the kids. It's neat to see them grow up through each program and then come in and eventually open up a campus check-in before they go off to college. So,
Well, I think one of the things you probably teach is the fact that the savings thing. Save some of your money. Don't spend it all.
yes, sir. They're rewarded each time they come, so they kind of learn there's a reward for saving. So they get a little prize when they come, and we even do teach children to save at each program too. And that way we do that usually around April of every school year. And we just talk about the importance of saving and earning money and needs and wants and the differences between them.
And what you do is strictly, I think, savings accounts. You're not into you're not into checking or loans.
Well, when they get to the middle school age, that campus prep program has been set up to, they went through the elementary school and learned to save, and then the middle school, that account is set up to introduce them into a type of checking, like they can have online banking with that. They can have an ATM card.
Okay.
So they're starting to learn the responsibilities of actually using their money.
There's quite I'm just sitting here thinking, if I'd had something like that when I was that age, of course I didn't have any money, but if I had and could have started saving a little bit, how much difference that can make, getting the savings idea instilled at that age has got to help, I think.
Oh, yes, I think it's important. I wasn't taught about saving as a young child, too. And like now, even with my grandchildren entering these programs, I try to make it exciting for them. So I know even at the middle school age, we've put in some reward systems for them. They actually get a Chick-fil-A card that's got something free they can use. So it's not just like giving them a small little token or something, but
And of course, this is totally voluntary on their part. I mean,
Yes, sir.
You're just there to help them if they want help or want to participate.
Yeah, what we do is we go into the schools. The schools in Watertown have been great working with Wilson Bank and Trust and letting us come into the schools and work with the kids. And they are given the opportunity to participate. They don't have to. But if they don't miss a day during the whole year, they're rewarded at the end of each semester. So that's also a plus for them.
Sounds like you got a great thing going. Anything you want to add to that, Lynn? You're her supervisor, overseer, or whatever, but I bet she's doing a good job.
Oh, she's doing an excellent job. Excuse me. I will say this. We won an award last year for being the leading in Wilson Bank for Watertown branch, for all of the branches for our school system. So I'm proud of that. We got to present that not too long ago, and it's just an honor to be able to serve the community.
Well, I'm sure you're very happy to have somebody like Christy to take care of the program there.
Yes, sir. She
area.
does.
But,
she's in charge.
You do make loans at the Watertown branch.
Do.
Are you the main?
Lynette Taylor. She does our loans for us.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, anything else you want to tell us this morning?
Got some CD specials going on right now. If anybody's interested, we've got 9 months at 1.75 and 13 month at 1.95. So love to see anyone come out that's interested in it. Christy and myself will be glad to take care of it for them.
Okay. Well, thank you both for being with us.
All right.
Lynn Doherty, the Vice President, Office Manager of the Watertown Branch, Wilson Bank and Trust. Christy Patterson, Assistant Office Manager, and the one who takes care of the school savings program. What do y'all call that?
It's just the
Well, anyway, the school banking.
School banking. Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
We're glad to have you both. Thanks for
Thank
being
you.
here.
Oh, thank you, Coleman.
All right. Wilson Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender, still here, still independent, still committed to you. Middle Tennessee's community bank, 10 minutes after the hour. I have invited Wilson County Road Superintendent Steve Murphy to come and pay us a visit this morning, and there's two reasons, really. One, I needed a program. I needed a guest. I don't want to sit here and talk to myself. Number two, Steve recently got reappointed, I guess that's the right word, to be road superintendent for another period of time. Steve,
Yes,
good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
Was this last Friday, maybe?
Yes, sir. Yeah, they reappointed me last
How
Friday.
long's your term?
4 years.
4 years. Okay. Well, you if you don't mess up, you got job security for another 4 years.
Well, we hope we don't.
How long you been doing this?
Well, I've been superintendent. This is my second term, my 4 years.
Oh, so you've completed 4 years
I've
as superintendent.
completed 4 years,
All right.
and I'll start September 1. I'll start my second term.
All right. But you were working there a long time prior
Yes,
to being
sir. Yes, sir.
superintendent.
I worked out on the cruise for 24 years until I was appointed the first time.
Did you go there after high school or college?
No, sir. I was actually right at 26 years old when I went to the road department.
What drew you there, other than needing a job, maybe?
Well, I just, I'd been laid off. I'd worked in Nashville at one time. Used to be, the airport.
Avco?
Avco.
Yeah.
Used to be Avco. And I was laid off there for a while, and I'd done some different things. And Mr. George Harden was here at the time. He was the superintendent. And we had a few connections there, so I need a job, and I've come put an application in, and the rest is history.
You've done a lot of different things. You've got there's different jobs for people there at the road department. I mean, some people do signs, some people are on a road grader or whatever, some people haul rocks or whatever, asphalt or whatever. You done most of that?
Yes, sir. I'm not trying to boost myself, but I've done just a little bit of all of it, sometime or another, over the years.
Yeah. But you stayed with it long enough till
Yes.
when I guess it was on the death of Steve Armstead. Why?
Yes,
you got appointed to
Right.
this position. Right. Well, there's been a number of Steves down there.
There's
Steve
still a
Armstead,
few of
Steve
us.
Murphy, and Steve
Lynch.
Steve Lynch. And no, if you've ever met Steve Lynch, he's a guy you don't forget, really. And I've been told that maybe some have suggested that he be the superintendent, but he doesn't want to be. He wants to be the number two man.
No, Steve's he likes to do what he does. He does a good job at it. He's great at it, and he's a big asset to our department. So, he enjoys what he does, and he don't,
Well, I mentioned that because he told me the same thing years ago, and I think I agree with you. He's very good at what he does, and I think he wants to continue doing what he does and not have the additional responsibility.
Right. Well, it gets to be a headache sometimes. That's the worst thing about our department. We don't never hear no good news. It's always bad news. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes we'll get people that thank us for what we do, but the majority of the time is somebody fussing at us about something they don't like.
Are we adding more roads in the county all the time?
Well, we're not really adding actually big roads. The big things we're having is subdivisions right now.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of subdivisions come in, which they're developers come in and they do them, which we inspect them. We've got an inspector that goes, and that's what he does. He keeps up with the roads and inspects them, make sure they're brought up to our specs, the way we want them built and stuff like that. And then after a period of time, then we take them over. They have to maintain them for a certain amount of time.
Is there does that vary, or is it?
No, it's on every subdivision, every new development. If it comes in, if it's in the county, what they have to do is they build, like I said, they build to our spec, and then for like 2 years they have to keep it under their maintenance to make sure everything is good and make sure all their signs and curbs and asphalt's good and all that. And then after 2 years, we'll go through and re-inspect it and make sure it's all good, and then it becomes a road.
Okay, so we're talking about 2 years here.
Yeah.
And that's pretty general any time the subdivision starts like that.
Well, it depends. We usually wait till it gets built out before we actually turn it over to a 2-year program, what we call.
Okay.
Well, when they start a development, it might go a year before they get it built out.
I see.
But after they get it built out, then we go through and inspect it, make sure everything's where it needs to be, and then after that, it goes on a 2-year maintenance.
But you are, as much building and growth as we've been having, you're probably adding more roads under your supervision every month.
Yes,
probably.
sir. It's usually in a year's time. Most of the time, it's anywhere from maybe 5/10, maybe a mile. It just depends on. The last 4 or 5 years, it's been several, because we've had several subdivisions going in, new subdivisions. We've got several going in now. It's probably 6 or 8 that we've got going in right now.
So the load for you is increasing, not decreasing.
Yes, sir. Yes, it's definitely doing that.
How many people are employed?
We got right at 66 people.
You have enough to get the job done?
Yes, sir. We could always have more and more, but you just can't. We're doing with what we got. And our guys, I have to say, our guys do a good job. They get out and they do what they can, and we stay at it, and I appreciate what they do.
You still have a few that you hired just to work in the summertime, maybe
yes.
College and high school students?
We've got some college students. We got a couple of college students right now that's helping us.
Yeah.
Summer help, and it helps out a whole lot.
Oh, I'll bet. We need to take a break right here. Steve Murphy, our Wilson County Road Superintendent, is here this morning. Got more to talk about after this on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:17. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Bates Ford and the Works Vehicle Checkup. They'll make sure your vehicle is ready for any road. $39.95. That includes a tire rotation, safety check, 5 quarts of oil plus tax and disposal. Bates Ford, 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. It looks like a two-car collision in South Nashville right now. The 200 block of Paragon Mills Road. It's busy out here. Down 24 right now, coming past Harding Place, making your way towards town, coming in from Rutherford County. It's heavy, but it's moving. Same goes for 65 up through Williamson County, Brentwood area. Traffic's holding up also on Vietnam Vets to Hendersonville. That's going to get really busy in the next few minutes approaching 65. Around the neighborhood oil change can come to you whether you're at work or you're at home, saving you time, saving you money. Call Around the Neighborhood Oil Change at 709-2645. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
Head coach Mike Vrabel's in year number 2 with talent on defense.
It's intercepted. Kevin Meyer, Jarrell Casey, First John Evans, Landry with the sack.
Join us right here with the voice of the Titans, Mike Keith, and Coach Dave McGinnis.
Brought to you by Absolute Kubota Exmart, Bates Ford, Fakes and Hooker, Steve Moore Plumbing, and the Jewelers.
This is Wilson County's home for real country music and the Tennessee Titans. Real Country 98.9.
It's the year of celebration, and we're ready to celebrate. Bring your fair food and stop by the air-conditioned Cox's Hospitality Cabin, or just rock on the porch with Granny.
Stop by and register for a boys and girls bicycle and $500 cash.
We want to see you at the fair. Be at the fair or be square.
Call Judy Cox or Medina Himmentoller at Exit Rocky Top Realty, C&D Team, 443-3130.
Gregory Dental in Lebanon is a family dental practice located across from University Medical Center. They offer cosmetic procedures, dental implant services, and now featuring new digital dentures. Premium dentures in just 2 appointments. No insurance, no problem. Call about our discount plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Gregory. In my office, you can count on a compassionate staff who will truly listen to you, take the time to get to know you, and discuss your personal needs. I look forward to meeting you.
Gregory Dental Group, 444-0322, West Medora Parkway across from Gibbs Pharmacy.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us. Let me just remind you that WANT is now archiving every Coleman and Company show online. Just go to WANTFM.com, scroll down the page a little, click on the link that says Details underneath Coleman and Company, and it'll take you to a page with a link that says Click here to listen to previous interviews. The shows are posted each weekday morning about an hour after we air them. All right, if you are just joining us this morning, Steve Murphy is with us. Steve is our road superintendent, re-elected to another, I guess you call this an election. You were selected, appointed, re-elected, whatever, last Friday to serve another 4 years in your capacity as road superintendent. And there is a lot of responsibility to your job. I don't know exactly what all it entails, but you are responsible for all the roads of Wilson County. What's not a state road or a federal road, I guess, is a county road. And and you I know your predecessor, Steve Armstead, when he came in, his goal was pretty much to get get pavement, get all of our roads paved. We had
get out of the dust.
Had some country roads back then. It was dust. Rain, have a bad rain. You got gullies in the roads, and you got to haul rock, fill them up. You don't have to do much of that anymore, do you?
No, sir. Our big thing, like this summer, we've had a lot of trouble out of trees. We've had a lot of storms and stuff this year, and it's kind of like it's a revolving door. You go through a section where you'll have storms where you don't have hardly nothing, and the next time you have storms, it's trees everywhere. And we've had this year, June and July, we had several trees down, and they wasn't small trees; they were big trees. So
if they're on the road, if they're blocking traffic, it's your job
to get it out of the road, right?
Yeah. So, well, do you keep equipment to do this? Or
yes, sir.
Yes, y'all do it yourself. You don't have to hire somebody to come and.
No. If it's across the road, we've got guys that we call out at nighttime. If it's 2:00 in the morning, we've got guys we can depend on. We call out, and they go and they get out of the road. Most people don't see that because, if you're in the bed and asleep, all you want to do when you get up and get ready to go, you want to hit that road and go as fast as you can. So, right. But people don't realize that our guys are out at all hours of the night in storms and stuff, taking care of the roads to keep the roads open.
Yeah, another thing you do, of course, it's the good old summertime right now, but come winter when we have some snows, you've got trucks with snow plows that get out, and you have to do the county roads there.
Right. Yeah, we don't like to have to get out and do it, but that's just part of it. But we're around here, we don't have the snows like they do up north, so it's hard to spend a lot of money on snow equipment when you don't use it but once or twice a year.
Right.
Because it's pretty expensive to suit up one truck. When you spend almost $40,000 just to suit up one truck, and you might use it once a year, that's a lot of money sitting around not doing nothing.
So, how many of those trucks do you have?
I've got 4 of them.
Yeah.
4 big trucks. Now, I've got a small truck that we use too. So, we've got 5 that we depend on, if the weather gets bad. And then, we can't get every road in the county. There ain't no way. There's over 850 miles in this county. But, what we try to do is get the main fairways and stuff like that where people, if they can get to that, they can go.
Yeah.
Which we hope, we hope that we get, like we had last year, we didn't have none. sued them all up, but they sat there on the yard, and that was a good thing. That's what we like to see.
We mentioned employees, and you said you got 850 miles. You've got
66.
Yes. Oh, 66 employees. Okay, 66. Are you hiring? Are you adequate right now? Or?
We're in good shape right now. We've hired some this summer actually spring. We hired about 5. I think it was 5 guys that we hired.
Well, you have, and I know there's some turnover. Of course, there is anywhere, I guess. But you have some people that have been there for a long time, like you. Yes. I guess there's some probably been there longer than you.
I mean, Steve Lynch has been there longer. Our general foreman, which is Danny Manning, he's been there a long time. So he's probably been there longer than any of us. But there's probably about 6 of us that's been there over 25 years.
What you've got the different crews, different responsibilities. If you will, Steve, kind of give us an overview of what you do and maybe the people you got in charge.
Well, our big thing is, people think we're a construction crew. We're not a construction crew. We're a maintenance crew.
Yeah.
We go out and we try to keep the roads in good shape. Got to keep our signs up. With stop signs. I mean, it's a responsibility. If I know a stop sign's down, I've got to get it back up.
Uh-huh.
And, whether it's 5 o'clock in the evening or whether it's 2 o'clock in the morning, if we know it's down, it's our responsibility to get it back up for the safety of people that's on the road.
Right.
But, I've got crews that go out, I think there's 6 crews. I've got a bush hog crews, bush hog.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the mow the side of the road, and I've got a crew that goes out and they got an arm tractor, what I call an arm tractor. Most people don't know what I'm talking about, but they go out and cut the sides of the road. Then I've got a paving crew, and I've got a pipe crew, and I've got mechanics.
Uh-huh.
So I mean it's a big thing. Just keeping. We got a patch crew too.
Yeah.
The crew goes out and that's all they do is patch. I've got 3 guys. That's all they do is just patch every day.
Just patch
potholes.
Pothole. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then,
well, now the paving that you do, is this mostly?
It's resurfacing.
Okay.
What we do is we go through and resurface. I mean, everything we've got in the county that's a county road is paved.
Mm-hmm.
We had put binder on it over the years. That's something that Mr. Armstead and Steve Lynch, they started back several years ago. And before Mr. Armstead passed away, we still liked X amount of miles to finish up. And it was my goal to get that finished because that's what Mr. Armstead started. And we finished it up. So now we're going back and resurfacing, trying to resurface, what we can. We've got a 5-year plan that we try to go by and try to stick with,
Can you resurface all the county roads in 5 years?
No, sir.
No,
sir. No, I mean, where we had went, back several years ago to start covering all these gravel roads up, we kind of let some of the other roads go.
Uh-huh.
So now what we're trying to do is play catch up. I mean, it's a revolving door. It don't never stop.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always paving to be done.
Yeah. Well, I think we can think about that and understand that for sure. But the worst roads we've got are not too bad, I take it.
No, I mean, I'm kind of boosting our own self, but we've got pretty good roads in the county, I have to say. I mean, all of them's not great, and I know that. But we've got a plan that, like when I started 4 years ago as a superintendent, me and another guy we traveled every road in the county, and we graded them. And what we're doing is we're going back where we graded them. We had, good, bad, fair, and all that. And we're trying to come back, and we're catching all of them and trying to get them resurfaced.
Mm-hmm.
But it just takes time. You can't do it. It's just not a snap of a finger. But I mean,
Well, you have a budget. You've got to stay with.
We got to stay with. Right.
So it only allows so much of that.
Right.
And speaking of budget, we're going to be finding out when the county commission meets what kind of budget they're going to pass.
Right.
What have you asked for?
Well, I mean, ours is kind of status quo from what we've had from last year. Steve, he handles most of that and does a good job. And I I sit back and I listen to him, watch him, and I just kind of follow him because he knows what he's doing and does a good job at it.
Well, I think I've heard in the past that for the most part you hope to just rely on, I mean, I think you have a certain percent of the budget, and I forgot what that percentage is.
We get a 4% of the budget.
Okay.
And we get service tax,
and the growth
we get
money
fuel. Yeah.
would hopefully take care of
the Improvement Act, the state passed back about 3 years ago, really helped out as far as asphalt. And we've utilized that quite well the last 3 years, trying to use that to do a lot more paving.
Well, by the way, one other thing, the office used to be on Oak Street. It was moved out on Tennessee Boulevard, and I'm thinking, Tim, you moved everything to Tennessee Boulevard.
Well, most everything is at Tennessee Boulevard. We've got about 3 guys that still work down there at the old shop. And
what do they do?
Well, they're mechanics.
Okay. So you do some repair work, maintenance work there?
Yes. A lot of our stuff, like our pavers and stuff like that, it's got to be worked on. We'll take it down there because it's hard to take it up here in this new building and it's good and clean and take a nasty paver in there. It's got oil and diesel and everything on it, So we use it. We still use it. We got 3 guys, like I said, down there that, they keep a lot of the big stuff.
So that area, that place is still being utilized.
Yes.
Do you ever see a time when you'll get out of there?
Well, it's come in handy really because in the wintertime, that's where I put my paving stuff. Yeah. And I can put it inside and it's not sitting out in the weather. Yeah. So that makes a big difference on leaving stuff inside if you can.
Steve, we're out of time. 30 seconds before 7:30. I want to thank you for being out here and congratulations. You've done at least a good enough job to be reappointed for 4 more years, and I feel sure you're happy about that.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I enjoy working for the people of Wilson County, and I've got a lot of good people that work with me.
No doubt. Steve Murphy, our Wilson County Road Superintendent, and that is part 1 of Coleman and Company. Hope you'll keep it here for more. FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:29. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Absolute Kubota and Rental. Large inventory of new and used Kubota mowers, RTVs, tractors, hay equipment, and more. Come in Saturday for free popcorn. Check out the new Kubota products, 1325 West Main. Now at traffic. Here's Chuck.
Good morning. I'm looking at what appears to be a 2-car accident. They did a good job, however, of moving it way over to the right-hand side. But when TDOT gets here in a few minutes, it's just going to add to this delay here on 40 westbound before you get to Fessler's. Between Spence Lane and Fessler's on 40 going west. Again, there'll be some flashing lights there in just a few minutes. West End at 24, checking on a crash there in Midtown. It's just busy out here, you would expect this time of the morning. Around the neighborhood oil change can come to you, whether you're at work or whether you're at home. I use these guys, and they are the best. Call Around the Neighborhood Oil Change today, 709-2645. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
She's taken care of you your whole life. Now it's your turn to take care of her. But with a family of your own and other responsibilities, there just aren't enough hours in the day. That's why it might be time to call the Pavilion Senior Living. From bathing, dressing, housekeeping, and meals, the Pavilion Senior Living is committed to being senior living you can trust for your loved one. Find out more at pavilionseniorliving.com or call 444-5556. That's 444-5556.
Have your umbrella with you as you head out the door this morning. We'll see the chance for scattered showers and storms for your Friday. Even with those clouds around, it'll still be warm. Highs will top out right around the 90-degree mark. A few scattered storms early on this evening will give way to mostly cloudy skies overnight. Lows will bottom out near 70. More heat and humidity for the weekend. That's your forecast. I'm meteorologist Nisa Lomax.
Coleman and Company, we thank you for joining us and welcome to part 2 here on Friday morning. And we're ready to talk about Exit Rocky Top Realty with the C&D team mainly. And we've got the 2 main members of the team with us this morning. Mike and Miss Judy are here, and it's good to see you both. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you, Mike? Doing great. Good. You look fine.
Getting ready for the fair. Been out there for a couple weeks working, and I'm ready. We're about ready to go.
And Miss Judy, you okay too?
I'm doing great.
All right. Well, we just remind you they're in the same location as C&D Realty was all those years on West Main Street. Same great people, same great service. Somebody answers the phone 24 hours a day. They're people you can trust, and if you've done business with them over the years, I'm sure you will agree. Miss Judy, you usually get us started. You want to take off
Yes,
first?
I'm going to talk about a couple of open houses, then I'm going to let him take off with the fair.
All right.
But we're going to have two open houses Sunday, and one of them's over in South Fork on Ewan Drive. And the house is 5,600 square feet, and it's a large home, and it has a complete mother-in-law's apartment that's got a separate entrance, and with a kitchen, full bedroom, bath, and a sitting area, and then a bonus room with it. So it's a great house. It's Miss Beulah Garrett's home, and we're selling that for her. And she wants everybody to come out to the open house. It'll be open from 2 to 4 on Sunday, and it's $699.9. But it's a great. The home doesn't look that large from the outside, but when you go in, it just goes on, and it's vacant and ready to be moved into.
Well, is she going to be there Sunday?
She might show up. I don't know. We never know. Miss Beulah just shows up, so we don't know. But
that's
hopefully she wants all her friends and people to come out and look so they can really see how large that home is. And it's got a gazebo in the back and great entertaining areas. It's set up for entertaining. And then we'll also have one over on Crowell Lane. It's 5 acres, and the house is 4,200 square feet. And it's got a full basement with it and a 2-car garage. And that one is $479.9. So it's a great price for 5 acres on Crowell Lane. So both of those will be open from 2 to 4. And so come by and see us. Medina will be at one, I'll be at the other. And
I was going to ask you wasn't going to be at both of them at the same time.
Yeah, we'll be hopping back and forth, and I'm sure Mike will be making the rounds.
Okay, well, good.
But come and see us, and then next week we'll tell you about we sold the big house up in Granville. We closed on that, and now we're going to be listing a 350-acre farm up there. So It'll be a great piece of property. So we'll talk about that next week.
All right. Well, Mike, it's your turn.
Well, Coleman, we just want to invite everybody to come see us at the fair this year. It starts next Friday night, so we'll.
It's almost here.
It's almost here. You know, looking forward to the opening parade, and everything's been beefed up again this year, even more so than last year. They've run the midway way on back to the back. Actually, had to move some of the things to make it larger, so. It's every year, you know, we just keep saying they're adding and adding, and we just keep adding. So who knows where it's going to go? But
and you'll be there with your cart to assist people in need, no doubt.
I plan on being there and plan on having the hospitality center open, and it'll be air conditioned and a good place to come in, sit down, and cool off. The fans on the porch will be running, and.
Well, now you used to call it the cabin. Now you're calling it the hospitality.
Well, it's actually the real name is Cox's Hospitality Center, basically. But it is the cabin to us. That's we built it for so many years just as the cabin, and then after I think 9 times of building it, they finally let me build it permanent. So, and we actually doubled the size of it. So it's been, and it gives me more free time to help out, do other things. So I've been trying to go do whatever I can do around the fair and
well,
stuff
it
like
is
that.
a center of attention there, without a doubt, and a lot of people do go get something to eat and bring it there and enjoy it and enjoy the air conditioned comfort of your hospitality center.
And a lot of days, it gets extremely hot, and it's good to bring the kiddos in and let them sit down and cool off a while, and then they're ready to go again. Or some people will come by and they'll bring granddad by, and he'll sit on the porch and rock for an hour or so while everybody else gets to go out and enjoy the rides or the fair and everything. And he'll sit there and talk to us or talk to Granny, and
Well, I don't think there's any doubt that you're not pleased with where you're located there and with what you've been able to do for your business and for the people and for the fair.
Yeah. When we first started it, I was doing it for my business, but as the years have evolved, we've kind of just cut the business out of it. I guess as we've grown bigger, we didn't need to do it as much. A lot of it is just people see our presence there. Yeah. And, we don't ask.
Seeing you is advertising, though.
Yeah, it is. And like I say, we don't ask people any questions about real estate. Right. If you want to ask us something, you're free to do so or whatever. We welcome that and everything. But, you'll be under no pressure to walk in. So, I see a lot of my builder buddies that I've been competition for years. They come in and, it's just a good place to come and sit down and cool off and eat your lunch or eat your dinner or whatever.
All right. Well, before you go, you're going to have a boys and girls bicycle to be given away at a drawing. So you register for that. And then are you ready to tell us the rest, or is that next week?
No, we'll go ahead and tell you what we're going to be counting this year. It's the year of the sheep, which is the year of the wool. So we were trying to come up with something that would go with sheep and wool, so we came up with yarn. So we're going to be counting the number of inches of yarn that's going to be in this big jar.
Oh, wow.
And it's going to be fun because it's the number of inches of yarn in the jar. So we couldn't come up with anything. It's really hard when it was sheep, but Granny will know the answer of how many inches is in the jar, and she's been working on it. And
she won't even tell you.
No, she doesn't tell me, so that way I can't tell anybody. She'll know the answer, and then who gets the closest to that number will win $500. $500 cash. And so we just come in and register and guess, and register for the boys and girls bicycle, and then just try to put your guess down, and you can register as many nights as you want to. It's fine. And then just who gets the closest. So, and also we give away the moon pies too. Yeah. We'll be having those. We're supposed to be picking those up tomorrow. So they'll be fresh and ready for you, and we'll have them ready to go. Chocolate and banana.
Here, a week ahead, sounds like y'all all just about ready for the fair.
Yeah, you need to be ready a week ahead because that last week, it just goes too quickly.
Well, I think this kind of goes with your method of operation too. You like to plan ahead and stay ahead.
Oh yeah, we have a to-do list and a check-off list, and he's the one that checks it off twice to make sure I didn't forget something.
But we would like to invite everybody out, Coleman. I mean, we had a little thing out there that she had for one of the clubs she's in the other day, and it was amazing how many people were there had never been to the fair. I mean,
really?
Yes, yeah. And I mean, people, if you're capable of coming, you ought to come because there's places to sit down and cool off. The traffic problems, we had years past. That was a long time ago. There's plenty of parking. I mean, it's there's all kinds of shuttles in the parking lot that'll take you right up to the gate. So it's fairly easy now. And some of the shows, I mean, there's just show after show after show that you can see. And so it's amazing. Yeah, that's it.
Don't forget, on Friday night, it's half price to get in, and then it's $1 per ticket per ride, but you have to buy a ticket, a sheet of 10 tickets, but it's $1 per ticket. Yeah. So that's going to be a great night for opening night to get in for half price.
No doubt it will. Well, everybody want to come by your hospitality.
It's Cox's Hospitality Cabin.
All right, and we'll do it. We'll talk about it again next week. Thanks for being with us.
All right,
thank you,
Mike, Judy Cox, C&D team of Exit Rocky Top Realty right here in Lebanon, West Main Street. They're people you can trust, and they say don't make a move without us. All right, I have my guest ready, who's been waiting in the wings here, and it's in a way, I guess it's going to be like old times this morning. Somebody who actually worked here once upon a time back in the dark ages. Daryl Bartley, good morning.
Coleman, things have really improved around here since I left. The place looks wonderful. Making great. By the way, do they know that you do the show in your pajamas? I'd like the striped pants and the polka dot shirt really does clash. You really probably should wear a robe or something when you come in.
You're here to talk about the Wilson County Fair as well this morning.
That's correct.
You're going to be there as part of the entertainment. But before we get into all of that, since I did mention that once upon a time you worked here.
Here it comes.
But no, I'm not going to pick on you too much this morning. Back in the days of Wendell Triplett, that name would ring a bell with a few people in our community, no doubt, who took over this place in first day of 1980 and held it to about the middle of September 1988. And I'll have to say that 7 or 8 of the worst years of my life.
It was dark times here. It really was dark times. Still had a different agenda than we did.
Well, the guy came in here and took about, I guess it was a 20,000 effective radiated power. I think that what they call it, the FM.
Mm-hmm.
But it had the capability of being 100,000 watt. And in less than a year, he had the big stick up, as we say, down at Gladeville, and had 100,000 watt. He was going to have the number one country station for Nashville, Tennessee, and he was well on his way. It was WUSW. I'm sure you remember that. And then interest rates got up to 22%, and he had bit off more than he could chew, just to be honest about it, and wound up taking Chapter 11, having to sell the FM, which is now the one they call the River in Nashville.
Don't they call it now?
I think they do.
They'll probably change it to something else next week.
Anyway, we were left here with AM for a while, and then it finally went off the air, and that's when Susie came into the picture. Susie James. And,
she comes from a family of radio operators, correct?
Oh, yes. Bill Barry, her stepfather.
Oh, Bill Barry. Now that makes sense now. Okay.
WAMB in Donaldson, and other stations.
Snooky worked over there for a long time.
That's right. Yeah.
AMB, Bill Barry's a legend in town.
Right. But you were here during that, 81,
Twice.
82?
Once with Mr. Triplett.
All right.
And once with Mr. Bursack.
Which would have been after September of 88.
That's correct.
Yeah. Okay.
And it was difficult trying to keep the doors open even then, too.
Yeah. Radio's had its challenges here.
It still has challenges everywhere.
We got to go to a break here in a minute, but you're going to be performing at the fair. You're doing something different from being a disc jockey.
Oh, finally. This is the second time I've been on live radio in 5 years. It's been wonderful. Yes, I went to school for music, and I really love the folky sound of the late 50s and 60s, and to expand on that, we came down. I moved back down here from upstate New York, and put together Riding the Rails. We tried it up there, and it was you can't find good musicians there, but you sure can around here. And we put together this threesome, and we do railroad songs, Riding the Rails, and it's not only one genre, but it includes country, it includes folk. I.e. Limelighters Kingston Trio, Gordon Lightfoot, country, like Wabash Cannonball. Don't get any more country than that. Rock and roll. We even do Marrakesh Express with Crosby, Stills, Nash, or the Monkees. Remember name the Monkees tune that has something to do with the railroad.
I was not a big Monkees fan.
Here's the disclaimer, folks. There it is. Take the last train to Clarksville.
Of course, yes. Okay.
And you know what Clarksville was all about?
No.
Guy at Fort Campbell.
Really?
Yes. Calling his girlfriend saying, hey, I'm going to get shipped over to Vietnam. Please come see me tonight because I don't know if I'm coming back.
Take the last train
to Clarksville. There you go. Now, that trivia message is being brought to you by the Wilson County Fair and the Wilson County Band.
All right, real quick. You've got, a trio?
Yes.
We'll talk about who you've got. We got to go to a break, but you're going to be at the fair when?
Opening night and also Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening.
All right. And you may be singing, the location for sure?
Right near the train layout. What a surprise to everybody then.
All right. Darryl Varley's here. We've got more to talk about after this break. Coleman & Company, FM 98.9.
All right, it's now 7:48. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank Bates Ford. And Bates Ford has a low price tire guarantee on all tires every day, up to 30 days after the sale. There'll be any competitor's pricing on the tires they sell. 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning as we watch traffic here. Bill, pretty good here on 65 southbound, trying to get past Trinity Lane. There is a minor wreck, however, on 24 westbound. It's going to be near Harding Place. They're trying to move that over to the side quickly because there's still quite a bit of traffic. Now on 24 coming from Murfreesboro, Rutherford County, headed towards Nashville. 3100 block of McGavick Pike and Two Rivers. That's a two-car accident. a fender bender in, actually on Lebanon Pike there in Donaldson, about the 2600 block. Hey, Around the Neighborhood Oil Change can come to you at home or work, saving you time and money. Call Around the Neighborhood Oil Change at 709-2645. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
At Wilson Bank and Trust, financing a new home isn't just about buying bricks and mortar. It's more like helping a neighbor build and grow in life. And you won't find anyone better equipped for that job than a friendly expert who's right down the street. Whether you're looking at new construction or a home equity line of credit, Wilson Bank and Trust will work with you on a home loan that's closer to home. Visit Wilson Bank and Trust online or in person when you're ready to take your next step in life, and you'll be glad you did. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
At Absolute Kubota, now you can get a great-looking cut in less time, every time. With an Exmark, the mowers landscape pros trust 2-to-1 over the next best-selling brand of mowers. Right now, Exmark is offering great incentives on the newly redesigned Quest, our most affordable zero-turn riders, starting as low as just $32.99. Check out all the special Exmark deals today at Absolute Kubota, 1325 West Main Street, Lebanon, Tennessee. Exmark, ready to work for you.
You make plans for just about everything for the weekend, for a shopping trip, for your daughter's wedding, but do you have a financial strategy for the rest of your life? Now may be the perfect time to do it. Waypoint, your future, your way. For more information, call the Lebanon office of Waypoint Financial Partners at 615-444-6548. Securities and investment advisory services offered through AXA Advisors, LLC. 212-314-4600. Member FINRA SIPC. Coleman & Company, welcome to our final segment here on a Friday morning.
Oh, any alias will work, you know.
When you were doing your airtime back in the early 80s, Daryl Douglas.
Yes, my middle name.
That's your middle name?
Yes.
A lot of people do that.
I know, because I used my real name at one radio station. I got calls at home. Why didn't you play that record I requested? I said, that's it. That's not going to happen anymore.
All right. You have a group called Riding the Rails. You're going to be at the fair. Now, one of the guys that is with you is named Doug Roberts.
That's correct.
And Doug also worked here before you did. He was here in the 70s for a short period.
He's an old-timer, too.
And went back to Murfreesboro, where I think he was from, and had worked, and then came here and worked, and then went back with Monty Hale, who, if anybody knows anything about radio in Murfreesboro, they know the name Monty Hale.
They better. They've been asleep for 40 years.
So, but who's the other member of your group?
Jim Hardaway. Jim Hardaway lives in West Nashville. During the States neighborhood is what I guess they call it. Jim has a master's degree from Vanderbilt in clergy and divinity. Real handy in this band. He can talk, though. Oh my gosh, can he talk? But in fact, all three of us can talk a blue streak. So we're not like the traditional. Oh, I won't say that on the air. Like some bands that we've heard in the past, where they just get up there and just howl away for about an hour and a half, and no, we entertain.
But you do railroad songs.
Yes.
Every song has to have something about railroad in it that you do.
Yes.
Yeah.
We even do Doug sings "Sentimental Journey." You remember that one from Doris Day?
Oh yeah,
right, 1945, because it says counting all the railroad tracks that takes me back. Right, that's a railroad song.
If it's got railroad anywhere in there or anything,
caboose.
Okay, got it. You can sing it, and it's part of your repertoire.
Well, Railroad Bill, Charlie on the MTA with Kingston Trio, right? MTA, the subway's a train. There's so many of them that we do that are.
What kind of accompaniment do you have? Y'all have guitars and?
Well, if you play the 2.5 minute thing, you'll find out what we accompany with.
Well, we're going to do that in a minute, but I want to know how long you've been together.
3 years.
How'd this come about?
I learned there's an idea. We don't have half an hour, but anyhow. I had a folk group up north in New York State, southern New York, where it's somewhat peaceful. And we were together like 15, 16 years. And a friend of mine came up to me who has a Lionel shop. Remember Lionel?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. And he said, put together a railroad band. You'd be very successful. I thought that was a stupid idea. And then I thought about it. I said, there's a lot of railroad fans out there. This could very easily work. And
a lot of railroad songs.
Oh, gosh, there's 2,000 of them.
Yeah.
And the top 10 include Folsom Prison Blues. What a surprise. Wabash Cannonball. I've been working on the railroad and Take the last train to Clarksville. They're all there in the top 10.
Will you probably have all of those you just mentioned when you play the fair?
I forgot which ones I mentioned. Yeah, maybe. Folsom Prison, we're still working on it. We still don't have it down perfect because I like to mix it with Orange Blossom Special. My fiddle playing is...
You play fiddle?
No, I wouldn't say. I play Orange Blossom Special on the fiddle.
All right.
But that's about it.
What, is that the main, your main instrument, the fiddle? Or
No.
What?
Banjo,
banjo.
guitar,
What
mandolin.
What's Doug play?
Guitar and ukulele.
Yeah.
And Jim plays them all, too. Plays guitar as well, but he's our bassist.
So it depends on the song as to which instrument each of you will be playing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah. All right. Well, you're going to be something different, to say the least.
I've been different all my life.
I believe that. Well, MJ, if you are ready in there, Daryl Varley has put together, and I have not heard this, so I'm assuming that it's suitable for air.
No, we've done that to each other before. We won't do that now. Hey, play this on the air quick. I've just recorded it.
Yeah. What's the name of this?
This is a compilation of our new CD called "We've Arrived" or "Have Arrived," Riding the Rails.
Okay, let her go, boys.
Railroad Bill, he never worked and he never will. I'm gonna ride Railroad Bill. I'm the train that calls the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. Oh, did he ever return? No, he never returned. And his fate is still unlearned. He may ride forever neath the streets of Boston. He's a man who never returned, in constant sorrow all through his days. I am a man of constant sorrow.
Come ride the little train that is going down the track to the junction.
And it goes, junction.
Lots of cars,
you bet.
even more when you get to the junction.
Gonna take a sentimental journey home. Oh, the Rock Island Line is a mighty good road. Rock Island Line is a road to ride. Take the last train to Clarksville. I'll be waiting at the station.
Last night as I lay in the boxcar, just waiting for a train to come by, what will become of the hobo whenever his time comes to die?
King of the road, third boxcar, midnight train, destination Bangor, Maine.
Take that night train to Memphis, take that night train to Memphis. You know how I'm longing to see you. Oh, we'll have a jubilee down in Memphis, Tennessee, and we'll shout hallelujah all the way.
Hey,
Good night, everybody. God bless you all.
Good night.
Have a good time.
Thank you.
All right, there's a sample of what you're going to hear at the Wilson County Fair with Riding the Rails, and Daryl Varley is a member of the group who's here with us in studio this morning. Doug Roberts and Jim
Hardaway.
Jim Hardaway.
Yeah.
I don't know Jim. I don't think I've ever met him.
Jim comes from his dad was a pastor, Rock Hardaway, and also he does construction. He has family that's in construction, so uncles and cousins, whatever.
Well, the monitor wasn't too loud, and I don't hear as well as I used to. But what I heard, I really liked, and I think you've got a great thing. And as I was telling you, I mean, for lack of a better word, you've got a gimmick. You've got your own little niche here, and I've never heard of anybody else doing exactly what you're doing. All railroad songs, or songs that relate to the railroad.
Well, Coleman, that's very nice of you to say that. By the way, if you ever want to leave radio and be an agent, we're auditioning for agents right now.
I'm too old for that.
If you can find a way to turn this into some cash, that'd be wonderful. Can I say thank you to David Brooks.
Yes. Oh, I wondered. Yeah, I'm glad
because
you
without
mentioned
Dave,
him.
we wouldn't be here.
Well, you're right, because he's the one putting me on you, and he's the one. He's the one who has enlisted you to be at the fair.
Oh, there's a story behind that. How much time we got?
3 minutes.
Oh, cool. We could do that. We approached him last year, and it didn't get anywhere because we didn't push it very hard. Plus, we really weren't ready last year. This year, I went over there and called him up and said, "Sure, come on over. I'd love to talk to you." So I took the computer and played a 6-minute video demo that we have of it. And halfway through the demo, he turns around and turns his back to the computer, and he goes to his computer and starts banging on it. And then about a minute later, he turns around and watches the rest of the promotion. And he says, "You guys are great. The fair doesn't pay you, I will." I said, "Well, Mr. Brooks, I think we can move forward then, can't we?"
He was out here, I think. I forgot. I just know he gave me the information just barely, and I had to call him the other day to ask him again, what did you really tell me? And he gave me your phone number, so you're here, and that's great. But I really like what I heard, and that's just a sample of what you're going to be doing. How long an hour or so, or longer?
Out there
at the fair.
Oh, we're working for our dollar. No, we have 2 sets to do Friday night. We're at 6 to 8. We're right by the train layout there.
So
what's the building that's across the way? I can't remember what.
I don't know. You're close to Fiddler's Grove.
Well, it's in Fiddler's Grove, next to the caboose we're going to be.
Okay, all right.
So you can find a caboose there, and I'm sure there's only one.
But your show is part of the price of admission, so it doesn't cost any extra.
Well, if you'd like to throw some money at us, we'll leave something open for you.
Don't tell me you're taking the love off it.
But we will have our CD for sale, folks.
Okay, okay, good.
We have various ways of. Matter of fact, I even got one in my pocket. That's where our CD is on that too. Coleman's watching this, everyone. It's a USB.
Oh,
it's
he's got MP3 inside of.
Oh yes, this is a hot little item. It's a little locomotive with a USB, and it's got the CD and demos and everything else on there, and pictures.
How about
clean pictures too?
Yeah. Oh, good. Well, the Riding the Rails is the name of the group, and they'll be at the fair again, opening night from 6 to 8. And when's the other time?
Saturday we're doing a matinee 2 to 4, and then we get 2 hours off, and then we're back 6 to 8. And we'll probably be dead by that time. And if it's hot out there.
And a trio, and I don't know how to describe you other than just your name, Riding the Rails, but every song you sing has something to do about trains.
Yes, look for the engineer hat and the red suspenders.
All right. Well, Daryl, I'm glad to know that you're doing well, and
I'm glad to know you're doing well, and so is this radio station. That's very nice. I'm so happy because a lot of the ones I worked at are dead now.
Well, our time is up. I hope you have a nice weekend, everybody. And until Monday, I wish you a fantastic